That's correct. Yeah.
Now you do it.
Okay, can you see me well? Am I looking at you?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Hello, it's Nate.
I'm Kaylee.
With HoneyWay. We want to thank everyone for the support you've given us so far. We have been working really, really hard to try to put out content, and you guys are probably like, none of your content's about real estate, and we're really not sure what you guys do. And you are correct. It hasn't been a lot about real estate, and we do real estate. That's what we do. The reason we don't put a lot of real estate stuff on there is because we know you guys don't want to be sold a bunch of stuff. So you want to see fun things like the national days or going on, pastry hunts and such, and knowing about the events that are going on in the area. That's the stuff that you guys care about. Now, will we start putting real estate stuff up? Yes. Every once in a while, you'll see something that may be helpful to you, as far as, if you're looking to buy a house, sell a house, rent, whatever it may be. And then every once in a while, maybe something that we have to sell as far as a home or rent. But we don't want to flood our pages, our social media outlets with all that stuff. With that said, we have decided to put together
Different ones?
I think they're the same.
Yeah, but I didn't know there was a different house on the back.
I don't think it's a different house. I think it's just decorated differently. Because to be individuals.
Love it.
So today is National Gingerbread House Day, and because of such, we have got gingerbread houses to decorate. Now we were going to make it a competition, but it is not that time of the year. We're partners. We work together. We don't work against each other. We don't. We're not competing with each other because that doesn't help our clients. And it's not the season for competing. It's the season of being just joyful and happy and doing fun things with people. So we're just going to decorate them because that is fun.
We do have some things to talk about though.
We got these from Walmart. So if you're wondering where we got these came from Walmart. I think they were like $8.98 a piece, which was one of the least expensive ones we could find. Because you know what? When it comes to whether it's buying gingerbread homes or buying homes with our clients, we try to find the best deal possible for what you need and what you want. And what we needed and what we wanted was a gingerbread house.
The house is broken.
Oh, hope you have a home warranty. So I don't know what some of this. So I think this frosting goes into here.
All right.
We may need some scissors.
I'm just going for it.
We go around. I think in that small drawer right there to the left of the microwave, there may be scissors in there. I think we're gonna need that for snipping the ends off of the frosting bag.
Right.
And I'm not just gonna go for it. I'm gonna be careful so I don't break my house.
One's already broken.
We have been very busy doing a lot of things with planning things for 2020. We are very much, that's why you get a home inspection. If you need a home
Ben,
inspector,
where are you?
Ben Moorhead.
Ben, no.
You didn't have Ben inspect your house, did you? See, that's why you have to
Oh no. All right.
But we've been working really hard on getting some things set up for 2020 events that we think will be fun. We're partnering up with a lot of great service providers in 2020, like Finance of America, Prime Lending, Integrity Home Mortgage, and CDM Mortgage. Ben Moorhead with Old Town Inspections, and who was DTS, Direct Title Solutions, and of course,
It's
our wonderful photographer friend who we met this morning, Joel Yoka,
yes.
who makes all the houses that we list look amazing.
Also, for anybody that works with DTS or knows DTS, or even if you don't, It's Ashley's birthday today.
Ashley Bone.
So, happy birthday, Ashley. We put that in our calendar. As soon as she said something we heard her say something and we...
Actually, I think it was on the calendar at their office.
It was. It was on the calendar at GTS's office and we said, we're gonna remember that.
So, I think this is like some,
Fondant.
modeling.
Also, is it fondant or fondant? I've heard both.
I don't know, but it just smells like frosting.
Okay.
Probably it is. It's just a version of frosting. But yes, it is Ashley's birthday. We wished her a happy birthday. She was very happy that we remembered and such. So, other things, I think, we know that about 2 weeks ago we mentioned something about a giveaway when we got to 250 likes.
Mm-hmm.
We are over 250 likes now. We're almost at 350. We have not forgotten. We are people of our word. We have just been so very busy with meetings with, I don't even think this is the right way to do this. What?
I forgot to put that in. It's
I
fine.
don't think you have to do that. I think you can go to the other end. Because it's not squeezing. We're not, okay. Let's establish the things that we are not. What we are not are bakers. What we are not are...
Actually, I've been on a cookie kick lately.
Eating cookies and baking cookies are not the same thing. Let's get that straight. Yeah, no, stop.
I think this is good.
Yeah, but well then what you want to do is
I need to snip it.
snip that end.
Can this go like that?
No, I don't think that's gonna work.
It's fine. I can just use the plastic. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, just snip the end of it. What we are not are bakers. We are not gingerbread house professionals.
Speak for yourself.
Kaylee, you forgot to put the tip in, so a professional would not do that.
You know what a professional would do is get the things on their house fixed before they continue.
Well, then why don't you fix it? Just put some of that in there.
I have their foundation cracks.
That's not the foundation. That's the roof.
Well, the roof
Foundation. Maybe the integrity.
Foundational.
Go back. We're getting off track here. So we have not forgotten. We put a vote up. Everyone voted for Caps Ticks, or a lot of people did. We know a lot of Cap fans, apparently. I'm a Caps fan. They're the best team. Anyone that says differently, that's fine.
You know, I'm just now kind of getting into hockey, so we're going to say I'm a Caps fan because I'm from here. I think I should root for the Caps. Brandy's watching.
Hello,
Hi, Brandy.
But we have not forgotten. We've just been very busy with meetings to set up with our service providers to get all these events started to be planned out. We've been trying to get things set up. We have emails that will be going out soon, like templates. Don Billow is watching. Hello, Don Billow.
Hi,
We've got email templates that we have set up that Amy Kay, Kaylee's cousin, who does this kind of work, has done for us. I think I'm just going to do it this way. And so we've been working on that because we want to be able to keep you guys updated with the events that we're doing. Thank you for coming out and give you useful information. We've been helping clients that we have that like my clients. So if you don't know, like I was before there was a team, obviously I was an agent. Also, go Caps. Yes, go Caps. I've been an agent for 3.5 years now. Kaylee, has had her license for a couple months. I would pull it up.
I think it's okay. Keep going.
For a couple months now, but she's been following me for almost a year, shadowing me, learning, the process of how to do transactions and such. So though she hasn't personally done a transaction, she's very versed in what goes on. But I had a lot of clients that I had already signed up before our entity was done setting up. So we've been finishing up those clients. We should have a closing tomorrow for our clients that we're very excited for. I think we're about to actually sign our first clients as HoneyWay. So we've just been busy, and a lot of it has just been the setup, the structure, so that we have time to do the events, and then when we have our clients, we can dedicate time to them, and then we're not like, well, we only have so much time because we didn't plan, and we have to get this all done, and we just don't want to do that. And the fact that we are not competing, all of our clients are our clients. Now, we'll have leads. Like if I have, I've been speaking with people, then, I'll take the lead on the transaction. But Kaylie and I will be, up to date on each of the transactions that we're working on, so that if one of our clients has questions, that we can, either one of us can answer them. So no one's waiting and such, because I'll tell you that stings. I mean, even as an agent, when I reach out to an agent and it's a matter of waiting for an answer back, and it's just taking forever. I don't like that feeling, and that means that my clients are like holding on too. I don't want them to be waiting, so we don't want our clients to have to wait any longer than they need to. So that will be one thing that I think will help not only make happy clients, but make us a little bit different than some other teams where, each one has their own particular thing they're doing, and they focus on that.
Oh yeah.
We may not be very good at a lot of things, but real estate is something we are pretty good at, staying on top of things for our clients, making sure the ball's not dropped. In fact, sometimes the other side drops the ball and you have to pick it up and carry it across to the end. So we always want to be able to take care of the things we can plan for. So we don't have, so if something comes up that we couldn't plan for or was unexpected, we can focus all of our energy on that.
This is true. I thought you were, don't look. I think it should be a rule that you can't look at the others until.
We're sitting right next to each other.
Keep your eyes on your own paper.
This is gingerbread.
Keep your eyes on your own gingerbread. We should have gotten, remember in elementary school when you had those dividers when you were taking a test? That's what we should have gotten. I don't know why I have my hand sitting up here as if.
Hey, I don't know what kind of delinquent school you went to where you had to hide your answer.
Red Bud Run. Elementary school. Go Rockets.
We didn't need to worry about that.
Where'd you go?
For what?
Elementary school.
So I was in a very interesting time in Frederick County that schools were being built. So a lot of the schools that, are considered older schools now were new or newer when I went there. So I first went to Indian Hollow here in Frederick County. Then we moved on the other side of the county, and I ended up going to Cincinnati Road for 1 year, and then they built Armel. And because of and the way that it was divided, even though Cincinnati Road was like 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles from my house, they shipped me all the way across the way to Armel. So I went to those 3 elementary schools, and then I went to James Wood Middle School when it was first built, and I was part of the first class to go through all 3 years. So even though the school wasn't brand new, because any of you that are familiar with the area, James Wood Middle School used to be the original James Wood High School, and then they had James Wood High Schools 9th through 10th. I went to that, what they call the lower campus, and 11th and 12th went to the upper campus, which is where James Wood High School is now. And then, so the building itself was very old, but the middle school was brand new when I went there. And then I went to Sharando, which was only a few years old, like 3 or 4 years old by the time I got there, my freshman year. So I was very fortunate that I got to experience a lot of the newer things in Frederick County public schools when they were coming in. Now there's been definitely other schools that have been built since then, and redone schools, like Frederick County Middle School is brand new. They have Millbrook, which was not around when I was going.
Go Pioneers!
Probably the worst. It's probably tied with James Wood as the worst.
That's disrespectful.
I'm just facts. And there's other like elementary schools. There's been a lot of elementary schools that's come up since my day. Since my day.
It's your day.
Oh
man.
But I don't remember having to have dividers to keep people from looking at my test. Maybe nobody wanted to cheat off of me.
Exactly. I've very clearly never worked with fondant before.
I think you have to kind of warm it up a little bit.
I didn't do that. Oh no.
I don't know. Is there anything in the instructions?
I don't know. I didn't read them.
Don't worry.
I was getting
this is fun. A fun activity that the instructions are not needed.
No.
When it comes to helping you with your real estate needs, we are very, very good at reading the paperwork and making sure that not only do we completely understand what is going on, that you completely understand, so that you don't end up signing something or agreeing to something that you didn't completely understand.
Also, I think Home Snap might be a cool thing to bring up so everybody knows. Yesterday was National App Day, and we posted about an app we use called Home Snap. I don't want to even say it's similar, but a lot of people like to go to Zillow or Redfin.
There's a lot of third-party search sites and apps for looking for homes. I personally like HomeSnap and have used it for the majority of my real estate career so far, because one, it's very nice to look at. It gives you the function to be able to, you're driving around and you see a house, you're like, oh my God, I love that house. I would love to buy that house one day. That's such a beautiful house. Well, it may not ever come up for sale, but you could take a picture of it, and using GPS, it tells you where, the public information on that house. But when you have it paired with with an agent, the agent is actually able to see these houses that you are, you're liking. So it might be a particular style or, a feel, and that just helps us be able to help you search for a home. Now, the issues that I typically have with Zillow as an agent is that I feel like it's for the consumers, and as such, it should be updated. Like, I don't want to say instantly, but you shouldn't have a house that has already sold and it's been sold for weeks or months that's still coming up as for sale. Because I know that I've had clients that have reached out to me and said, oh my God, I love this house. And they send it to me from Zillow, and the first thing I do is I pull up HomeSnap to make sure that it's still for sale. And sometimes it is. I'm not saying that all their listings are old, but typically if I send out listings to my clients through the MLS in emails, and they send me one from Zillow, it's typically because it's already sold, or it's already under contract. Now, my thoughts on that is that I kind of feel like Zillow makes their money off agents, not the clients that are using the site to search. So they want to be able to say, look how many inquiries your house got even after it was sold. Isn't this great? You're getting leads. People want to buy houses, which. Yeah, someone will call you. You can say, yeah, that house is already sold, but I could help you find one like it. I just think that's a bad way to start off a relationship, kind of like with a lie.
Yeah.
And because that, I'm not a big fan of them. So I always suggest HomeSnap. It's a nice app. It's a clean looking app. This one is a little dried out. So if you guys are interested, you can shoot us a message with your cell phone number. We can send you an e-bite. It's totally free. It matches up with us. If there's a house that you're interested in, you can start. We'll see it on our app, and we can get you more information and set up an appointment to see it. And it's just a good way to do it. I like it a lot better than any of the other ones I've ever used. Now, I know that a lot of people use Zillow and the other ones because they spend lots of money doing commercials. So if you see it on TV and you're looking for it, obviously it's an easy thing for you to do and use. But as a professional, I would highly recommend HomeSnap.
I use HomeSnap all the...
What? Those are some nice bushes, Nate Crandell. They are. You know what? And I'm going to throw a little bit of snow on top of them.
Oh no! I use HomeSnap all the time though. Not even just when I'm trying to find a particular house if I'm working with a client or something. But even if I'm just driving somewhere new and I see a neighborhood or a house and I'm curious about it, it works for that too. Sometimes it doesn't give you all the information.
Well, it gives you the public information. So whatever the public information has, so it'll say like on tax records, like this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, square footage and stuff. Now, what the disclaimer on that is that there's times that that stuff hasn't been updated, by the county, or people have done work and maybe they didn't file for a permit for it, whatever it may be. It is fairly accurate. It also gives you a pretty good idea of what a house like that in that particular neighborhood. My attic windows keep falling down. May go for. Now, again, it is not 100% because as fast as the market fluctuates, it can be something that a price could be good for a week, a month, a day. It just all depends. If it is something that looks of interest to you, the thing that we would suggest is just let us know that you're interested in it or want more information. We're happy to pull it up. We never feel bothered when people ask us questions. We'd rather them ask questions and know than just guess and be wrong. And it doesn't take very long for us to do those things. So
it's quick. Very, very quick.
Very quick. I don't know what I'm doing anymore with this. So
I don't either. I'm just going. What would you say, because you've been in this a lot longer than I have. Not a lot longer, but longer than I have.
An infinite amount longer.
What would you say is a super common question or a common theme that people have questions about?
Well, I don't even know it's a question. I think they already know the answer, and because of things that they've heard over their life, is that you need a lot of money. You need to have like 20% to buy a house, and you need to have perfect credit, and you have to have a great job. And now, I will say this with the disclaimer that we're not lenders. We work with a lot of great lenders, and because of such, they give us a lot of great information. Plus, at least my experience in purchasing my own home and with helping others purchase their own home, I know that's not the case. There are different programs that allow you to purchase with 5% down, 3.5%, 0% down. They're USDA, and if you're a veteran, the VA. So there are programs where you don't have to put any money down for the loan itself. A lot of times you're looking at wanting to have at least a credit score of 620 or above, which is not perfect, and it's manageable. And you can start seeing, the ability to apply and to get these into these programs. As far as a job, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking to spend. Now, one thing that people think, they're like, well, I pay $1,300 a month in rent, so that means I can get a $1,300 mortgage. That's not the case. When you're renting from someone, they own the house. So if you stop paying, it's a lot easier to get you out of that house, and they can just put someone new in there. And that's part of their business plan, is that someone's in there renting from them. They don't own the house. They own the house, but they're not taking it. If you get evicted, they're not taking on this house and like, oh great, now I have a house that I didn't want. They want it, they want to rent it out. But when you get a mortgage, if you don't make the payments, the bank, wants to try to give you all the opportunities, because if not, then they have a house. Now they have to figure out what they're going to do with it. And that's just more than they want to do most times. So their percentages on what they'll lend you compared to what you make are a little bit more stringent than, say, a landlord that will let you, use 50% of your income to, rent a house, where you probably want to be about 28% or less on a mortgage. So, let's say 25 to be safe. So if you make $4,000 a month, you're going to be looking at probably $1,000 mortgage. Now that number can go up, say if you don't have any debt, if you don't have a car payment, credit card payments and stuff like that. But it's all on the, based on your credit score and, what the bank is willing to allow you to do. So people will think, well, again, that I pay this much in rent, that's how much I can do a mortgage for. And sometimes that's the case. If you don't pay much for rent, then yes, you could definitely maybe get a mortgage payment close to what you pay in rent. But if you're paying, a third to half of what you make in a rent payment, more times than not, you're not going to be able to get a mortgage for that. So I don't think the questions are there as much as the misconceptions.
Right.
Last year in 2018, my clients that had 100% financing one way or the other, whether it was USDA or it was VA loans, on average, they put out $1,900 up front. And that covers their earnest money deposit, which is the money you put down. It's like your skin in the game when you put in an offer. Pay for, home inspection and radon. If you have a basement, we recommend if you have a full basement, and it's mostly subterranean, that you have a radon test done. And our home inspectors can do that along with the home inspection. And then if a lot of our USDA, they're in the county, and because of such, they typically will have a well and septic, so you'll have to spend money to have those tested. But on average, $1,900 came out of their pocket, and after everything was said and done, all but $200 was refunded to them, because a lot of times we negotiate closing costs into the offer, and when you do that, anything that's extra, like if you agree upon a number, let's say the number is $5,000, and your closing cost only ends up being about $3,000 or $3,500, and these are all just numbers for number's sake. Not that this is actually a real scenario, but that $1,500, if it's not spent by the buyers in one way or the other, it goes back to the sellers. So what we do is any money that you have put into purchasing the house, or like your earnest money deposit, your home inspection, your radon, all that stuff can actually be refunded because you've already spent that money. So we try to do all of that. I'll tell you, when I bought my first house, I put $1,350 down up front, and I got all of it but $13 back. So I basically essentially bought my house for $13. Now I had to make my mortgage payments and stuff after that, but up front, like after everything was said and done, I actually got a check at closing, which was kind of cool. Now it was money I'd already spent, but because it was kind of already gone from me, when I got it back, I was able to do things with it. When I bought my first house, I bought new furniture, because a lot of the furniture that I'd had over the years had been secondhand furniture, and I wanted to start fresh. And most of the furniture I bought then, which was 5 years ago, I still have. There's at least one piece that just didn't make it. In fact, this table we're sitting at right now is one of those pieces that I bought then. But it shows you that you don't have to have $1 million to put down. You don't have to have the perfect job, because I'll tell you, I wasn't making $1 million when I bought my first house, but I made enough to get approved, and because of that, I had a house. So my philosophy when with working with clients is I want as little money as possible to come out of their pocket, because once you put it into your house, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's gone. I got candy. Because you can't get it out unless you have 20% into your house so that you can get a home equity line, and then you're paying interest on your own money that you're borrowing from the bank. Or you just don't have enough in it. So let's say your house is a $200,000 house. To get to that 20, you have to have $40,000 into the house to even be considered to get a loan on it. So if you've put down 10%, $20,000, that $20,000 is kind of just sitting there. You can't really do anything with it. So I always suggest that if you have the money to put down and you don't have to put it down, keep it in your pocket. If something comes up, you want to do something, you have access to that money. Now, it may make your payment a little bit higher, but wouldn't it be better to have money in a savings account that's growing interest? And then if you were short or needed a little bit more money to make your payment, you could pull from there, opposed to it just being in a house, and then if you needed money, you just don't have any. That's what I think. But, it's whatever you're comfortable with. So.
Are you done?
No.
Okay.
No. I think it looks good now.
I do like the bushes. With the snow on it.
Snow-top bushes. So I don't even know what I want to do with these little ones. It seems too tedious.
Things keep falling. No.
Oh my gosh, you're making.
Sorry.
Okay. So, but no. Yeah, I don't. That's the. And then some questions are like through the process. Most people haven't had a home inspection done and how that goes. And these are some of the things that we're putting together. We're working with our service providers that we deal with throughout a process of buying a home to put together a buyer's guide so that it kind of answers those questions and gives you a good outline of what to expect. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we're not giving this in a lieu of having to answer questions, but just a heads up that this is the process, because I think a lot of people are really intimidated, and they without knowing, they should be intimidated, but we want to give them as much information as possible so that they're not fearful, and it makes it a little bit easier. It is a huge purchase and it is a commitment, but when you do it well, it's a wise investment. It can be a wise investment. It could help you make a lot of money over time. It's better than buying a car. As soon as you buy a car, it's already lost 30% of its value most times. Where a house, unless something drastic happens, more times than not it goes up in value. I think in the area here, on average, it's been going up about 3.5%, which is awesome. You're making your payment, and every time you make a payment, you're building a little bit more equity into your homes, which means when you go to sell it, you'll be making more money. So it is a worthwhile doing. We know that not everybody is ready or wanting to buy, and sometimes renting is the best option for you. And we love working with renters. Some agents don't think it's a valuable use of their time. Anybody that asks us for help, we're going to help, regardless if we make $1 million or not. In fact, there will probably never be a time that we make $1 million off any transaction we do, because that would have to be like I don't know how much it would have to be. It would have to be like
you're better at the math.
$33 million transaction for us to make $1 million or something like that. It would have to be something crazy high, and I don't think that's going to happen. It'd be cool if it did, but I don't know. So if you need help, we're here. I don't know. I think I might be done. I don't think I want to put any of this other stuff on. I think sometimes less is more.
we gotta do the roof.
You can take your time. I'm just gonna sit back here.
That's always my thing. When I was in like art classes and stuff, I was always one of the last ones done because I sit here and just I'm so tedious about stuff. I did
so tedious. You've gotten half of your frosting on my table.
I'm not necessarily the cleanest.
So we want to take a vote. We wanted to see who of you would like to see Kaylie dressed up as Baby Yoda.
This is the first time this has been brought up to me.
I think it's a great idea. So if you would love to see Kaylie dress up as Baby Yoda.
Doing what?
It doesn't matter. You just have to dress up like Baby Yoda. Let us know in the messages, the comments below. If you have friends that you know would love to see Kaylie dressed up as Baby Yoda, share this with them so they can let us know. And if we can get to 50 requests, either 50 requests or this reaches 150 views, Kaylie's gonna dress up like Baby Yoda. I can't, I'm too big.
I think if all that happens and I dress up as Baby Yoda, you have to dress up like Winnie the Pooh.
That doesn't make any sense. Winnie the Pooh's not trending right now.
But Save the Bees is. And you dress up like Winnie the Pooh and you have to stick your head into a pot of honey.
That doesn't make any sense.
Courtesy of our family's honey.
I cannot remember a time forever that I've seen Winnie the Pooh anywhere on my social media platforms.
Yes, I have, because
no. We're not talking about you, Kaylie. We're talking about Nate. See, you are in that honey circle, so that they do those weird honey things.
I think for HoneyWay.
I am in the general circle, and I have not seen anything. What I have seen, and it's everywhere, it's Baby Yoda.
Okay, well, Baby Yoda's kind of taking over the role right now. But that gif of
Scott Berkshire.
Thank
you, Scott Berkshire, for giving us a thumb up. I know you want to see Kaylie dressed up as Baby Yoda.
Hey, Scott.
So go ahead and go into those little comments there and say, yay, Baby Yoda.
That gif of Winnie the Pooh where he's holding his fork and knife and he's like getting ready for dinner or whatever it is.
He eats honey. What's he need a fork and knife for?
Well, you're not going to need a fork and knife when you have to stick your head into a pot of honey.
We'll talk about that, but Baby Yoda.
No, if Baby Yoda's
Baby
happening, so is Winnie the Pooh. Nate will be dressing up as Winnie the Pooh and sticking his head into a pot of honey.
It makes no sense. And the fact is that bear is stealing some bee's honey, hard-earned honey. Those are bees that are making the honey that they need to keep their colony alive.
They do work very hard.
Now the ones that you guys have purposely are doing your bidding. But those ones that Winnie the Pooh goes and steals from, like, where does he get a honey jar from?
He makes it.
How?
You ever watched Sweet Home Alabama? Have you ever watched that movie?
Is there a giveaway for sharing? Sharing this?
Probably sharing the video. A giveaway.
Alright, so this is what we'll do.
Let's think about it.
What?
I see.
Let's say this. Alright. We want to get at least 100, actually it's probably more than that. Hold on 1 second. Because some of our videos have done way better than 150 views. Let's take a look. If we're going to be giving away stuff now, that we're taking it to that level, then
giveaways. What would everybody like to see for giveaways?
No.
I'm curious for the future. Not for now, but for the future.
That's the bad. That's, you remember when we had the conversation about giving kids open-ended?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't ask a kid, what do you want for dinner? you say, would you like A or B, and you have two choices that you're okay with. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, I want candy.
Yeah, we can't give you like a car or anything.
I just want chicken nuggets. Yeah, we're not Ellen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't give you a car. I'm just kind of curious about
what we'll do
categories.
I think it's better when you give away things because you know the people, opposed to having them just tell you.
This is true.
So we're gonna look here. So who was that? Amanda Tice. Is it Tice? I'm sorry if it's not pronounced Tice. I'm not good at names.
Accurate. I don't even think you knew my name for the first.
Yes, I did.
Several times that I don't know. You forgot who? No. Oh, it was because we met and then I left for like a week to go to Guatemala, and I was just gone for a little bit, and then I left for a study abroad trip, and I was gone for another like 3.5 weeks, and so you hadn't seen me, and then you kind of forgot about me, actually. I think.
I knew what her name was. I did not forget.
No, I think you told me before that you forgot. Oh!
I probably just told you that.
Oh, I forgot my house was cracked over here.
So, all right. We are thinking about this. I think it would have to be something what's this? It's Christmas time. I feel like giving away some goodies for the holidays.
Bill and Glenn's.
For a first tumbler winner is Nate Crandell. Ooh, Bill and Glenn's. I'll tell you. All right, I know we're getting off subject, but we have to have some content to put in here since Kaylie is still decorating her house. Bill and Glenn's is been the place that I've taken. Like every car that I've ever owned to have serviced. In whatever mechanical needs they have needed. And it started with my grandparents when they moved out this way from Northern Virginia. I will not go anywhere else. Anybody ever ask me where to go, I always tell them Bill and Glenn's. I will be upfront. They are not the least expensive place, but you never want cheap when you're taking care of something that's already losing value. You want to keep it as long as possible so that hopefully one day you'll get to at least even. But on top of the service that they provide, they actually care about their clients. My Nana, up until the time she couldn't drive anymore, would take her car to Bill and Glenn's. In fact, she moved to an apartment near Bill and Glenn's so she could continue taking her car there, which is crazy. She didn't care about anything else, about grocery stores or anything else. It was, I moved here so I could be close to Bill and Glenn's. So there will always be a place in their heart because of that. And then when she wasn't doing very well, they actually called me one day because she had called him and seemed very confused. And they called me and said, hey, look, your Nana seems like she's a little off. You may want to check in on her. And that was about the time that I realized that she was not doing well mentally, and I started taking care of her. I don't know any other business that you deal with on a pretty regular basis that would have taken the time to reach out like that. So tires, whatever car stuff, Bill and Glenn's. And they also have an import car here in town, a little closer to downtown. I can't remember what street it's on. It's like only like 2 or 3 blocks from the house here. They're awesome also. So thank you, Bill and Glenn's. I'm going to add this to my timeline, and I'm going to go back. So our National Microwave Oven Day, it has gotten 84 views. But I don't think that's the most. So I got to go back here. We will figure. We want to do things like that. We like giving things away, not so people will like us, but so that because it's fun. And that's where we'd rather spend our money than give it to Zillow to buy leads, right? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, insights. We want to look here. we've actually been doing fairly well. The gingerbread one has reached 41 people, so if you're bored, I apologize. If you're greatly entertained, then you're welcome.
Mm-hmm. What did I do on that? I see.
So maybe that was the best one we've done so far. Was the microwave day, because it looks like it's had 84 views.
I got popcorn out of that one.
And it's actually been spent the most time being watched. Now the National Pastry Day, which is only a couple days old, it's up there with 33. So this is what we're gonna say.
That was fun. I liked that one.
This is what we're gonna say. We need you, we will give something away.
Right now?
No.
Okay.
Slow down, House. Slow down. We'll give right now. Anyone that wants to come pick up these little pieces of candy that I did not use
and clean Nate's floor.
What we're gonna do is, if we get to 150 views on this video, if we get 50 requests for Kaylee to dress up like Baby Yoda. And for Nate to dress up like Winnie the Pooh with a pot of honey. That's just asking too much stuff.
It's not. I think the people want it. It's funny.
No.
It's going to be really funny.
No one cares about Winnie
the Pooh. Eat honey for HoneyWay.
No one cares about Winnie the Pooh right now. It's Baby Yoda.
Winnie the Pooh is timeless. I don't know what you're talking about.
He is not up there with Baby Yoda right now. But 50 requests for Kaylee to dress up like Baby Yoda. We get those two things. Then we will be giving something away. And your way of being entered in giving that away is that you like, share, and comment on this post.
Yes.
And that's how we will know. And I think, when's the new Star Wars come out? It comes out next Friday.
Yeah, it's really soon.
This has to be done by Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday. And what we will give away is a gift card to the Alamo. Which one's better, Alamo or 3D? Alamo.
I personally like the Alamo.
Food and booze.
Fried pickles.
Ugh.
Do you not like fried pickles? I get, actually, I can't say every time, but pretty much every time I go to the Alamo, I always get fried pickles.
That seems about right. We will do that. So, again, this video has to get, this Facebook Live has to get 150 views. We have to get 50 comments saying that you want to see Kaylee be Baby Yoda.
And Nate dress up like Winnie the Pooh and stick his head into a pot of honey.
No, where are we gonna get a pot of honey? That I can fit my head.
We'll get a pot of honey.
No, Baby
I will
Yoda.
Make sure it happens.
Baby Yoda.
And Nate.
Baby Yoda.
Dress up as Winnie the Pooh, sticking his head.
No, because that doesn't make any sense again.
But it will be enjoyment for me.
You can't be selfish. That's a selfish thing, and it's the time
and
of
I
giving.
think everybody else
it's
will
a time.
like it too.
No. You didn't say you. You just want it for you.
And for the people.
No, you.
All
want
my
it for
friends.
You. No, we'll see if your friends come out. 50 comments that you want to see Kaylee dressed up as Baby Yoda, and then your entry into it will be like, share, and comment on this post. And if you've done all three of those, which we will know, we will pick from those people that have done it, and you will win a gift certificate to the Alamo.
It's a cute little tree.
Is it?
Just like your bushes.
Really?
Oh no!
Really? So that's what we'll do. Someone hearted it. I can't tell who did that. I didn't see their face. I just saw a heart. I'm assuming it's probably Brandy. Brandy, was that you?
Thanks, Brandy.
Wait, I don't know if it's Brandy. I'm asking.
Brandy, if it was you, thanks. I'm cleaning out my mess here.
Anyway, what would everybody like to...
Wait, I don't know if it's Brandy. I'm asking. Oh, we're a little bit behind on that one. Can you see? See what?
Oh, I couldn't tell if you could see if it was her.
Well, I wasn't watching. Yes, it was Brandy. Brandy, make sure that 50 people do this thing for Baby Yoda.
Comment if you want to see Nate dressed up as Winnie the Pooh and stick his head into a pot of honey, please.
It doesn't make... I don't even look like Winnie the Pooh. You are a small person. We put on just some little, look at that, little baby Yoda ears. Now look like you're hungry.
Thanks, Brandy.
Look like you're hungry. Well, there you go. There she was. There she was. She's hungry. Come on. You're telling me. Here's a comment.
I think I'm done.
Okay.
Turn yours forward.
Please.
Please.
Your tree's hanging off the board there.
I couldn't fit the whole tree. I should have put some little ornaments. I can't. Hold on.
So we got some bushes on the side. This is a very, very
I can't
typical gingerbread house in the gingerbread house style.
There
Got little windows on it. It's got some little lights everywhere.
we go. Ooh. That was kind of fun.
So here's the thing, resale value, mine being a more traditional house and less thrills, is going to appeal to a lot more people. Where if you have more ornate things, you're going to have to find a particular market for those items. Like the.
But you know what? You like what you like.
I'm not saying that you don't like it, or
You
no one
like
would.
what you like.
But when you go to resell a home, when you have those things that are, a koi pond is probably not the best thing for resale value. You'll spend a lot of money on it. It's great, but not everybody wants a koi pond, and you'll never get the value back from it. Pools are kind of the same way. Not everybody wants a pool. Everybody wants to go to a pool.
We actually just recently worked with someone. A couple. One was kind of interested in a pool, and the other one's like, "Oh heck no!" Said no way. And I did find that interesting, just because I am new to the game here, and I think I would probably really like a pool. But it's really interesting to me, all these things that I find out about just resale value, and look at the fact that not everybody does want a pool.
Well, it's not. People like going to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
They like to have a friend that has a pool.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to have to take care of a pool because it can get expensive and it is time consuming. And why would you want to spend your time cleaning a pool when you could go to someone's house and spend the time lounging in the pool? So I think that's a lot of it. But those things, that's something like a lot of people don't know. Like if you spend a lot of money on grand things like decks aren't. They're great to have, and if you really want one, get one. But just know that when it comes to resale value and appraisals, it's not like, oh, I spent $70,000 on a deck. My house is worth an extra $70,000. Ooh, 10, 15, 20, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'd be careful about that. So these are gingerbread houses.
I wanted my tree to have snow like your bushes. That was a good idea.
Mine is currently on the market for $19.99. It does come with a 1-week home warranty, where if anything happens to the house, it will, the materials will be purchased to replace the house. So, actually, I wish we had little HoneyWay for sale signs.
I do too. If you were trying to sell my gingerbread house, what would it go for?
Again, I don't think it's. I think that you have a lot of. I don't think it's worth more than mine. Not because it doesn't look better or anything, but you have things that again didn't add value to it, and you may have to come down on value depending on how fast you need to get it sold. Because again, you're going to have to look for a niche group of people wanting this textured walls and such. And
these textured walls.
So I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you are in no hurry to sell it, price it however you want, and just know that it may take a while to get it. But if you want to be aggressive about it, then it's something that you have to consider also.
I think that's all we got coming up right now.
Yeah.
Now that kind of letting everybody inside, let you know what we've been up to. We have been. We're telling everybody about the hive. Is that a public thing? Can it be? I'll make it a public thing. We spend a lot of our time at the Hive, as we call it. That's kind of our main workplace. Just here.
On this table.
So that's kind of what we've been spending a lot of our time doing, is gearing up for 2020, and so we can bring you some of those either listings or just really any real estate transactions we got going on that you might be interested in, but also things like this that are just really fun and fun for us to share with you.
Yeah, right now, obviously, it's not a very busy time of the year, putting houses on the market. You can always put a twist on it, but I honestly think this is not the most ideal time to place a house on the market. Mm-hmm. Most of my clients that are looking now, if they're going to buy, if it's on the market right now, and it's been on the market for a while, and it's still on the market, typically they need to get it sold. If it's something where they don't, then the springtime is probably a better time, because there's going to be more value, because there's going to be more people looking for it, so the demand's there. A lot of people don't want to move during the wintertime. It's cold. Yeah. It's slippery out there.
Never know about the weather.
If you have children, if you're moving, you may want to stay in the same school district or the same area of school they're already going to, so that you don't have to disrupt them in the middle of the year. So there's way less people, I believe, looking at this point. And when I take out buyers, I'm like, let's really kind of like go for it. Like, let's be aggressive on our offers, and like as far as like, no, I don't want to say lowballing, but like, let's see what we can get a deal for. And last year, I had clients that ended up walking into almost $20,000 worth of additional equity based on what they paid and what it appraised for, because of how aggressive we were. So there are deals to be had now for purchasing. I don't think necessarily as much as for selling. That's not that houses aren't selling and they're not selling for good prices. I just think that you're better off to wait in the spring when there's more buyers. Mm-hmm. And being one of the first ones out always helps, because people know that it's competitive. So if they see a house, they really like it, they want to go and get on top of it as soon as possible. Where if you wait a little bit longer, so some of those buyers may have already gotten the houses that they're looking for. So don't want to bore you anymore with this, but if you have any questions ever, just reach out to us on here. You can go on our Facebook page and actually set appointments. Mm-hmm. You can make requests. If the time's open, that means we're probably open. So it's very likely that we'll be able to confirm that, because when we have any other appointments, even if it hasn't gone through Facebook, we put it in Facebook, so that time's taken out. Mm. So I think that's it.
I think so too. I keep wanting to ask who won, but we are partners.
We are partners. So partner, let's go ahead and finish up. Why don't you go around so you can hit the finish button. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye. We'll talk to you all later.